some classic Canadian eats to get you ready for the long weekend. Now, Christopher, you're taking us past the Rockies all the way to Vancouver Island. What are you making for us today?
So today we are doing a play on the classic Nanaimo bar.
Ooh.
And this might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I was actually not a huge fan of Nanaimo's bars growing up.
Oh! What was it about them that you didn't love?
There was something about the crust on the bottom. It's a little bit gritty, and it always reminded me of the granola bars I used to get in my lunch boxes. And then, you know, you get to the filling in the middle, and you'd be like, oh, this is it. This is the custard. But you'd bite into it and be like, oh, it's really buttery, though. And you kind of leave a film in your mouth.
Grainy. Like sometimes it was like, you know?
Right, so I just kind of pick off the chocolate on top and just eat the chocolate.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. Now, are we all like lifelong Nanaimo bar fans, or?
I like those ones from the grocery store.
Perfect. Evelyn?
Good or bad, they're still good.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. I love it. All right, so how are we switching yours up?
Right, so we're gonna start with the crust here. And usually a crust, you have eggs, butter, a little bit of chocolate, and some coconut shreds, and it all holds together and bakes up. But we're actually gonna do a bit of a play on something like a Rice Krispie square here.
Okay.
We're gonna be melting this down. So in this pot here, we have marshmallow and butter. We're gonna start that as the base. And you know what? This is gonna give a bit of a chew to the crust on the bottom, which is gonna change the texture of the Nanaimo bar completely.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I love that.
We're gonna start with actually crushed up Ritz crackers.
Yes.
Give it a little bit of butteriness and saltiness to it.
This sounds like you made this with my mom in mind. She loves a buttery Ritz cracker. Yeah.
And to this, we're actually going to add in as well cranberries and sliced almonds.
Oh, I like
instead.
that. A little bit of tart.
Exactly. Give it some tart.
Beautiful.
Give it some crunch.
Beautiful.
And then finally, of course, to bring back the chocolate, we've got cocoa powder here.
Nice.
And we are mixing in a bit of milk powder.
Oh, what's that going to do?
And not like a traditional Rice Krispie. This is going to give it a bit of a creaminess to it.
Okay.
When you eat through it, when you bite through it, it's going to give it that extra level of richness in addition to that butteriness.
Okay. I do love having milk powder on hand because sometimes, you know, when you go to the store and you're like, nope, I forgot the milk. Just whip it up with the milk powder. It doesn't go bad. You're good to go.
Yeah. So you just stir that all together.
Okay.
And then we're gonna pack it into our 8-inch square base here.
Beautiful.
And you can put it in the fridge for a little bit, 10 minutes or so, let it set a bit. And then we're gonna work on our filling now.
Okay.
So traditionally, we have butter and sugar to make our buttercream.
Yeah.
This one is a German style buttercream, which what it means is we start with a pastry cream. But this is my kitchen hack. Instead of making a pastry cream from scratch, which you know, not everybody loves to do.
Yeah.
You get some instant pudding from the store and mix it with warm milk. And boom, you are done.
I'm not gonna lie, when I heard you were gonna do Nanaimo bars and do a German buttercream, I was like, you're gonna ask us to make pastry cream? Which I don't know if we're gonna do, but I love the pudding hack. Because what is pastry cream if not fancy pudding?
That's right, it's thickened egg yolks with milk, and that's exactly what instant pudding does.
Yeah.
You put it in, it thickens it, and it gives it a bit of flavor. It gives the vanilla, egg flavor. Perfect.
Oh, I love that. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn that on, and we just throw in our butter.
Okay.
A little bit at a time. Yeah, we will just
for sure.
Ease. And slowly throw in your butter.
Okay.
Now make sure that your butter is at room temperature.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just gonna fly around your bowl or fly out of the bowl.
Yeah.
And of course, when you make your pudding, don't use cold milk or that will seize your butter as well.
Oh, okay.
So those are the 2 tips. But otherwise, it just comes together beautifully.
This smells so good.
Yeah.
Do you know what this smells like? Birthday parties. Yeah. It smells like birthday cake, birthday party. Oh my gosh, that came together in no time flat.
And this is already probably vanilla flavored, but if you're like me and you love vanilla, feel free to add an extra splash of vanilla extract.
Nice, I love that. All right, so then we end up with something that looks kind of like this. So did you whip that at all, or do you leave it on the kind of...
Just whip it.
Yeah.
Give it a good 5 to 6 minutes, though, to really add air to it, and you get this beautiful, light, fluffy, creamy texture.
Oh my gosh, that looks stunning.
Okay. Here we
So
go.
this is like, I don't know, when I've made Nanaimo bars, you buy that custard powder at the grocery store, and you just mix it with butter, and it is very sugary and yellow. Like,
Yellow.
Did anyone ever have those Nanaimo bars that were not yellow? Like you could get them and they were orange or
grasshopper one.
Yeah. That was weird. Yeah.
And it lends a bit of graininess, you know, with the custard powder, because it doesn't really quite cook in, or it doesn't really get blended in, but this one,
exceptional.
Smooth, it's creamy.
And it looks
a bit like
fluffy.
vanilla. It's fluffy.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think you're onto something.
We're gonna just spread this loosely.
What were you calling these earlier? Andrea Bucket said they're not Nanaimo bars. What are they
I
called?
know, it's not a Nanaimo bar. It's Naomi's bar.
Yeah.
She fancy.
She fancy. Yeah.
All right. So after we finish this buttercream, now we're gonna finish with our chocolate layer on top.
Okay.
And instead of doing a traditional dark chocolate, what are we doing here is a white chocolate with matcha inside. Because that matcha with the chocolate, this tart cranberries, and those almond slices, it's gonna be perfect. And you know, my tip for working with matcha is dissolve it into your oil or butter first before adding to the white chocolate, because that's gonna help disperse the matcha. Because as we know, if you throw matcha right into water or something thick, it's just gonna come together. You're never gonna be able to break it apart.
You end up with those little balls of still dry matcha powder. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh, this looks so good. It looks like a forest in BC.
Or the best granola bar you've ever
Yeah.
I feel like this is how legends are made, Christopher.
Yes.
This is the next big thing.
This is the new thing.
She's like, what do you want to call this? Again, is it a Naomi bar? Or is it a something?
It can be whatever, but you know what? It tastes amazing and it's fast to make, and you can bring it to any party. And you know, people who tell you that, oh, I'm not a big fan of Nanaimo bars, you give them this one, and you will change their mind.
I love this. So we've got some here. Everybody's got one in front of them. I'm so excited about
Can we
this.
eat them now?
Guys, I know Evelyn is arguably too excited. All right, I'm going in for one. So how long would you pop these in the fridge to set
Oh, wait,
up?
hold on. You
So
don't.
probably
I
about
wanna
30
use your
minutes,
hand.
and
You
dish
use
will
your
be
hand.
set.
Okay.
It depends on how cold your fridge is, but 30 minutes to an hour.
Andrew Bucket's losing it. Let's give it a go.
This is good.
It tastes like it's from Pashwan.
Oh, this tastes like it's from Pashwa. This is the Pashwa bar. Oh my gosh. The base on that,
Yeah.
chewy.
Extra crunch.
The middle layer.
The middle layer.
My mom.
Oh my gosh. I feel like Christopher might have won Canada Day today. This was not a competition, but these are out of control. Also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit something too. I was with you. I also didn't like Nanaimo bars. I was gonna hold it. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.